Hello and welcome to the final episode of the season of The Swift Word. I'm here with the Borough Gaffer, Michael Carrick. How are you?
I'm all right, yeah. Thanks
for having me. Excited?
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on. How did it all come about getting the job of head coach of Borough?
How did it come about? God, it seems a long time ago now, that.
You had less grey hair back then.
Yeah. My missus tells you that as well. How did it come about? To be honest, I had just come back off holiday. I'd been away and wasn't really thinking too much about football at that stage, and then I got a call off Neil. Neil called me up and says, "What are you up to? What's going on?"
Small talk.
A little bit, yeah. Of where you're at, what you're up to, what you're thinking. Can we come and have a chat? And so I ended up having a chat, and then took a couple of weeks to kind of sort things out a little bit, and from there, as soon as he called me, I come off the phone, and Lisa, my wife, said, "I think you'll go. I think that'll work out, and I think you'll end up taking the job." And then she was right. Mm-hmm. Here we are.
Women are always right, man.
Yeah.
What did you end up doing an interview process? Or was there like an interview that you had to do?
I met Neil, met Kieran, met Steve.
Mm-hmm.
It was more informal in the chat, really, and a bit of getting to know each other, obviously speaking a few ideas. It wasn't so much of a formal presentation from either side, really. It was getting to know each other more than anything, and kind of sussing each other out and see if it felt right. And I think from both sides it felt, as it does now, it felt right and still does. And good decision both ways, I think.
It definitely is on our behalf. We're very delighted at how it's going. Before you got the job, did you sit and take interest in the Championship? Did you watch the games? Did you look at the table? Yeah,
definitely. Before, when I was aware of the Championship anyway, but then when I spoke to Neil the first time, then of course the first thing I done was obviously watch the games. Looked a little bit more in depth at the squad and the players, and trying to get to know them a little bit more. So so I was well aware by the time it came to kind of the announcement, if you like, that I was up to speed, and kind of had some thoughts about what I wanted to do and what I thought certain players would benefit from, and then tried to do that straight away. So I did by the time I got it, thinking, right, we're in a good place to kind of move forward here.
Did you think it would start off this well?
I hoped it would, yeah. I think I definitely came here believing that we could make a difference, and looking forward to working with the players, and knew the club obviously from the northeast anyway, so I kind of know the area, and being here as a kid, as a young boy at the School of Excellence, I kind of know what the club's all about. So but it was the players, looking forward to working with them, trying to develop them, and trying to help them to become a little bit better, really. And always thought there was good players and a really good squad, and we'd be able to get results. But I didn't really have a target, didn't really set kind of what's successful or what that looked like. It was more of a case of, let's just get to work and see how far we can go.
To you, I know you're head coach, is that right? Not manager.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
I don't know.
You don't know? It's all about transfers, isn't it? And contracts about you. Yeah. If you're a manager, you end up doing it.
Are you telling me, yeah? Is that
right? But have you banned any items at the training ground, like certain foods?
Nah, I've not banned anything.
Because they'll only do it at home when you're not watching.
Yeah, I think there's a bit of kind of, you got to give and take as well. You got to trust the players, you know. The grown men, the staff know how to behave, what standards are required. I've not set any rules, to be honest. I've not changed an awful lot in terms of timings or what should be done, what shouldn't be done, what can be spoken about, what can't be spoken. None of that. I just try and just be quite kind of what I class as normal, whatever that is. And treat the lads as adults, and they need to look after themselves as much as we help to look after them. So it's worked out really well.
So your United days, probably the most successful manager in England ever, Fergie.
I thought you meant
no, not you, mate. Not yet. What was he like, Fergie? Have you brought anything that you've like listened to him and thought, I need to do that here?
Yeah, there's obviously a lot of things he's done, and you think I could do with doing that here. Yeah, of course, listen, experience is experience, and I think from good ones and from not so good ones, you kind of learn from. Sometimes it's, yeah, I think that's right, I want to try and do a bit of that or use that. Other times you see things and you think, oh, probably that didn't work, so I'll probably try and avoid that. He was an incredible manager. I think he was there when we had really good success, and so I learnt loads off him, probably more than he realises. It's the little things and day-to-day things that you constantly pick up, and standards really, and his winning mentality more than anything, and then how he kind of trusted the players and had belief in the players is the biggest thing. Not anything that I would do day to day where I look and I think, oh yeah, that's come from him, but it's just more of a mindset and an attitude really that rubs off on you, you know.
Been in the dressing room with Ronaldo, what was that like?
I mean, he's a hell of a player. Obviously played with him that first time when he was quite young, and he was the senior boys looked after him and helped him and guided him a lot, and then obviously he flourished and special footballer, you know. You could give him the ball and then he would do the rest. So
made your job easier.
You made me look like a better player, yeah. But that's what happens when you play with better players, you know, the likes of Wayne and Giggsy and Scholesy, and to be able to give the ball to them and then they do the rest, you know. It does make your job a lot easier, and I was fortunate enough to play with some proper special footballers, so I've taken a lot from them as well.
Hey, when did you decide after playing football, I want to become a manager? Was it during you were playing, or did you have that mindset before?
I don't really know if there was one time where I thought now I want to become a manager. I think there was, if you asked me in my early 20s, mid 20s, I probably wasn't really thinking about being a manager or a coach. I think towards my late 20s, there was an opportunity to take my coaching badges because there was a few players doing it, so I thought I might as well do it. The manager always encouraged us to do it. I thought I might as well do it, it's a chance and you never know. And then once I started kind of on that ladder of taking my badges, I started thinking, I kind of enjoy this, and then it just rolled on from there. Got an opportunity to stay on when I retired from playing with Jose at United, and then it kind of just snowballed from there.
What was he like?
Yeah, he's obviously, as you see him, he's a lot of success, and he's won a lot, and that kind of rubs off on the players as well. And wherever he's been, pretty much he's had some kind of success.
If you could play any sport professionally other than football for one day, which one would you choose?
I get two. Am I allowed to?
Yeah, because you're the manager. Head coach.
To be honest, I watch all sports. I watch any sport if it's on. Woody keeps having a go because every time there's a sport on the TV, I'll get into it. I'll say something about it, and he's how do I know all that? But I just love sport. And my two I stand out. I really enjoy golf, and I love Formula 1.
Yes,
so they're the two that
going
stand
to
out for
Silverstone
me.
in July.
Oh yeah,
looking forward to it.
Brilliant, yeah.
Cost me a canny packet though.
Yeah, it would do.
When do you tell the players about that they're starting next side for the match coming up?
It kind of goes through the week really, depending on how long we've got to the next game of training. Quite often we work on a few things in training, but it's not always fully decided. But normally a couple of days out or a day before the game, the lads will have a good idea of what the team is, and then it's pretty clear from then on. So sometimes 2 days, most of the time it's the day before.
Do you speak to Woody and your backroom stuff and
do they
ever throw anything in there like, I think we should actually change it to?
Not massive changes, no, but there's always discussions about certain players. I think we play a certain way now where we're kind of all comfortable with and used to really, in terms of positions. But I think staff have been unbelievable in terms of support, and then I always ask them, what do you think on that, and pretty much everything. So they have a big say in that, and there's always a big discussion. I know we had a similar team for a while at one point, and it was we were playing well and winning, and there wasn't many changes. But every week there was a big discussion about what should we do? Should we put him in? Should we pitch? Should we give him a rest? Should we change that? So it's never as simple as it kind of looks in the end. But definitely the staff have a big input. Yeah.
The next season, what positions? When we go up, not if. When we go up. Hey, do you think we need to strengthen?
What positions? I think it's another thing. Like I said, it's never as straightforward as we need that position. That's the only one. I think it's there's so many moving parts. Players coming, players going, players situations changing, contracts, all that sort of stuff. So it's a balance always. We've been talking about it for a number of months now about summer, what ifs and buts and who's this and who we like, and so it's ongoing. I wouldn't really want to say certain positions anyway, because then it looks like you're almost letting the players aren't good enough, which is not true either.
No, but depth-wise.
But I think you're always looking to improve the squad anyway. Always looking to improve the squad.
If the Borough players were on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, who would get the furthest?
The lads like quizzes actually. Crooksy puts together a quiz quite a lot the night before a game. Yeah. So the lads have a good quiz. Yeah. Do you know what? I'm not sure actually who the real brains are. Not sure. You'll have to ask the lads that one. But they do a quiz the night before a game between them in the meal room. Yeah, and sometimes Grant loves a quiz. Grant Ledbetter loves a quiz. Yeah,
do you sit in with them before the game, or do you let them get to their own devices? Or?
In the changing room.
Not before the night before.
We'll eat together the night before a game, and then the boys go back to the rooms or get treatment or whatever they end up doing. But quite a lot of the time they'll stay in the meal room and have a quiz for an extra half an hour or an hour or so.
Do you leave them to it, or do you?
No, we'll be in and around it. Yeah.
If being a footballer fell through, did you have another job in mind?
Another job? No, I remember there was a couple of different career kind of people at school, and they would ask what was your job, and I'd obviously say I want to be a footballer, and you kind of get laughed at a little bit, and then say, well, I'd pick a real job. So it was something in sports, some sort of coach really.
F1
whether
driver.
it was a school teacher, F1 driver was a big part of it. Yeah, but didn't quite have the pennies to pull that one off. But yeah, sports coach. I'll work in a leisure centre. I'll be a PE teacher, something along them lines, because I just love sport really, and it's all I was kind of interested in at that point.
If you could listen to only one song for the rest of your life, what would it be?
I haven't really got a favourite song. I like all sorts of different music. I do like The Cure and The Cause, and I do like Finally by Kings of Tomorrow.
One of them.
Yeah.
You can have two because you're
one of them.
Head coach, not manager.
Yeah, I'll take two. Then, yeah.
And lastly, most popular question, have you had a Parmo yet? Yeah,
I have, but I don't. Yeah, I've not actually gone specifically to have it, but the different buffets and stuff that we end up having, and I've ended up having what I think looks like one. Yeah.
Are we counting it?
Tells me it is.
Are we counting it?
Does that count? Should we just say yes? Probably right.
Yeah.
Is it official?
It's unless it's a takeaway.
How does it make it official? What makes it official? Takeaway.
If it's over 1,000 calories, probably. But that is all I've got.
Calories are overrated anyway.
Well, they are, especially when you're a footballer.
Yeah.
But that is all that I've got for you today.
Fantastic,
so thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed it.
Good question.
And best of luck for playoffs.
Thank you very much.